All right, so here I am at the GM Live Studio. Behind me, very exciting vehicles have just been released. These are the all-new 2024 GMC Acadias. The white one right here is the AT4. I think you can see that by the badging. And then over here, we do have the Denali in this beautiful downpour metallic color. Dimensionally, these new Acadias are larger. We're talking 4.2 inches wider, 10.6 inches longer, and it's got an 8.4 inch longer wheelbase. And if we look over here, the AT4 model is going to also be 1 inch taller. So overall, this is 4 inches taller than the outgoing model. Of course, the other trim level, the Denali there, is going to be 3 inches taller. Now, these are not the only two trim levels that are going to be available. They are going to have two other trim levels. Gone away is the SLT and the SLE, but we are now going to have the Elevation and Elevation Premium trim levels to round out the 4 trim levels of the Acadia. If we have a look, of course, there are going to be some differences between the Denali, obviously, and the AT4. The AT4 is clearly, just like the truck lineup, is designed to be something with a little bit more off-road capability. And we're going to see that right here, first of all, with the tires. You have 18-inch aluminum wheels here with a little bit of different characters, kind of machine and some gloss in there. Of course, a more aggressive tire with more sidewall. That's going to help with the ride as well. Again, as I mentioned off the top, this is going to have a 1 inch factory suspension lift on it. And we're going to look at some other things too. You're going to have the red tow hooks up front, and check this out. There is skid plate right there at the front. It's cut up a little bit higher, as you can see, than it is over here in the Denali, which kind of comes down a little bit lower. Of course, that's for protection, and of course, obviously, approach angle as well. That's where it's going to really shine. Now, as far as the exterior on this as well, you're going to have kind of the textured black here. Not to mention, right over here, you have the light in the actual wheel on the outside of the wheel well, of course. Again, that's coming off of, what they said, like the HD trucks, which we've seen in the past before. Again, this is going to be all grained black plastic all the way along. Whereas when you go over here to the Denali, what you're going to see here is you're going to have gloss black down here along the bottom. On the front, gloss black down here, of course, along the sides as well. And you're going to have paint matched wheel arch there as well. As far as tires and wheels on the Denali, you're going to have a standard 20-inch wheel, but these are 22-inch wheels, the largest ever available on a GMC Acadia, which we're able to do because, of course, it's a bigger vehicle than it was. Now, being a taller person myself, one of the things I love when it comes to the inside of this, right off the hop, is the fact that we are going to have the largest and most legroom in its class right out here in the front. Heading out to the back, you're going to see captain's chairs available, of course. This is what's going to be standard, I believe, in the AT4 and the Denali. However, in the Elevation, you have the availability, for a bench seat. So you have up to 8 passengers available for that, which is really cool. And then, of course, if we head around to the back, another big difference, of course, with this vehicle being longer than its predecessor is something a lot of you will appreciate. Even with the third row up, we have 80% more cargo volume available. And check this out too. Underneath here, I love this. This bin actually comes right out. You can just take that off and it'll come out. So that is a really cool feature that you can utilize, if you're going someplace and you're taking things with you and you want to take it out. Now, powering the new Acadias is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo producing 328 horsepower and 326 pound-foot of torque. That all being said, that is giving you more horsepower and more torque than the outgoing 3.6 liter. Not to mention, you can have 5,000 pounds of towing in this as well. And they're going to be mated with the 8-speed auto transmission. But here we are in the cockpit now, and check out how sweet this is. First of all, on every trim level, you're going to have 11-inch DIC. Over here, a 15-inch vertical display area, of course, touchscreen. And as you can see down here, all of your buttons are manual buttons, but you can also utilize the screen for those as well. The volume button is really cool, and of course you can split screen this to whatever it is you like. This is a really cool looking screen. It really reminds me of the Sierra EV, but it's definitely something GM is doing where they're going more vertical here, and they have some lines going horizontally across here, kind of like architecture, you know, house architecture. You've got the house here, you got waterfalls here, right? This is one of the things that one of the designers explained. It makes a ton of sense to me. It looks really good. Another thing you're gonna have the ability to have is an 8, in the higher trim levels at the very least, is the 8-inch HUD. So the heads up display. It's gonna be really cool. And what is this right here? Yes, the availability for Super Cruise in 3 of the 4 trim levels. You're gonna be able to get the Super Cruise, the Denali, the AT4, and of course in the Elevation Premium. So the regular Elevation is the only one that won't have that ability to. So up to 400,000 miles of Canadian and American freeways available for that, which is really, really cool. Wireless charging down here. They've got away with more storage here, side by side, cup holders here. You got more cup holders here behind me. Nice big storage here. It's a pre-production model, so they don't have it, but there is going to be a storage container here, as well as the fact that they have over here, as well as the fact that they have storage right through here that passes through here as well, so you can purse a bag, you know, whatever you want to put through there as well. And they're able to do that because they have the EPS system, the electric precision shift, right here up on this stock here as well. As far as the headlights, they've gone the way that they did in the Colorado Canyon, which are all going to be controlled now here, right here from the screen. Speaking of headlights, in all of these trim levels are all going to be LED headlights, daytime driving lights, tail lights, and all of the trim levels. Now, another really cool thing that the AT4 has that the Denali does not, or the other trim levels don't, being this is an off-road, is you do have the ability to have terrain mode. They're all going to have sport mode as well, but they're going to have terrain mode as well, which is really cool. It's almost going to give you that kind of one-pedal drive system that you're seeing in the GM trucks also. Of course, you can see here it does have the rear vision camera display as well, and all of them are going to have the ability to have the pano, the nice big pano sunroofs in them also. And then fit and finish in terms of the interior, I have to say I really, really, really love the looks of this new interior in the AT4, and I really like the looks of the Denali. We're gonna get there in a second. But the looks of this new AT4, I know back in the past we just had the black with the Kalahari. There is gonna only be one color available, but this is actually, I don't think it's gonna show up. Maybe if I can turn the saturation up, but this is actually a green finish. It's kind of half leather, half material. It's gonna blend right through here on parts of the dash as well. A really, really cool look. Especially with that kind of little bit of red trim in there, right? I can't wait to see this thing outside, as I've been told it looks even better when you're outside. But again, only one color option available in the AT4. But when it comes over here to the Denali, check out this interior. I like the light interior, and of course I do really like right here with that kind of quilted material. We're also going to see availability for a black interior here as well. You can have open pore wood through this. 12 speaker audio system, by the way, in the AT4 and the Elevations. You're going to have a 16 speaker system with Bose. You can see right here the nice metal badging here in the Denali. Now, some of the finishes you're going to see here, again, pre-production model, especially when it comes to the inside of the door. You're going to see some of the quilting inside of the door that you see here. Unfortunately, that is not something that was quite available at this time, but you'll be seeing that in the production models. And then check out this back here. From an exterior perspective, you have the quad tip exhaust they actually took off of the Corvette. Yes, they're utilizing basically the exhaust that they had in the Corvette with this quad tip exhaust. It looks so sharp and definitely makes the vehicle look sporty. Now, as far as some other features, when it comes to suspension, each one of these vehicles and tire setups are going to have a different suspension tuning. Not only that, but something that's very important for this being a family vehicle is you're going to have 15 standard safety features and up to 9 camera views in these new Acadias as well. Overall, I am blown away by the looks of these new, I want to call it, I want to say it, baby Yukons. These things are phenomenal. If I wasn't towing a trailer that was more than 5,000 pounds, hands down, no questions asked, I know that I would probably be into one of these. I know many of you out there who are going to really appreciate, again, more room in them now than before, more horsepower, more torque, better fuel efficiency than the old 3.6 cylinder as well in these new Acadias. I can't wait to show you more. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care.